What's good YouTube, Bonus Coast 1, I'm the RG3T Company Platoon reporting in from G3T Channel TV in HD, and today I have a brand new video featuring 10 details that you've likely missed in Battlefield 1's lifespan. Now I know with all this talk of Battlefield 5 going around, the videos like these have ceased to exist, so it's my duty to continue these type of videos. Let's get into it.
The enemy has destroyed objective Anton.
Alright, we're here on Swasan. We're going to start with sound effects with this Enfield suppressed, and we have a Calibri as a secondary. Now we all know in this game that shell casings make different sounds depending on the environment they hit, but did you know that different types of shell casings make different sounds on the environment they hit? Take a listen. An extremely unnecessary but interesting detail. Speaking of which, here we are on Rupture with the Shosha. Now take a look at the sling mount. As you can see, when I'm hip firing this weapon, it's kind of hard to hear it, but when I aim down the sights, you can actually hear it clearer. Take a listen. Very crazy detail, guys. It also seems like the audio matches with the movement of the sling mount, which I find pretty insane. Alright guys, now we're going to move on to water effects. Now did you know in Battlefield 1, different types of projectiles cause different effects in the water? Here we have a big ass machine gun, pretty hefty. Now I want you guys to pay attention to the amount of force that the bullets have when they hit the water. Now we're going to pull out this tiny Calibri, and look at this difference. A very minor and hard to notice detail, but it's very cool that DICE decided to do this, guys. Now this detail is present for all weapons, pistol calibers as seen here, rifle calibers, they all have their individual impacts, K-bullet rifle calibers, which are coming in much hotter of course. We'll take a look at something similar later in the video, featuring these K-bullets here. Shotguns seem to make a very massive impact here. I love the look of this one especially. Heavy machine guns from vehicles. They seem to be the most powerful out of all the normal cartridges that aren't explosives. And of course the tank shells. It's crazy with the amount of variety that they have in here. Now there's another smaller detail that most of you guys do know. It's kind of hard to see here that it's rain because it's raining, but if you shoot the tank shells into the water, it will kind of rain on you, but it's already raining on the map. And the same details are also present on land, but it's harder to notice. See here we have a pistol. It's pretty weak impacts. We switch over to the shotgun. The impacts are much stronger. The rifles seem to be an in-between of sorts. It's kind of like I said, it's harder to tell on the land. It's much easier to see in the water. And of course the heavy machine guns seem to hit the hardest other than explosive weapons once again. Very cool detail, guys. A lot of work probably went into this. Alright guys, we're back in the water to see a detail that goes unnoticed all the time. Take a look here as I fire my Calibri into the water. Smaller cartridge, of course. And watch the effects on my screen as the water splashes onto my screen. It's a smaller amount because of the smaller caliber, of course. But when we switch over to a heavy machine gun, we're getting much more splash on our screen. And this goes for all calibers in the game. Shotguns seem to have the largest impact. Take a look here. This seems to be the most you can get. I doubt many of you guys have even seen this detail to begin with, so this is very cool in my mind. And it goes along really well with the already good looking effects of the bullets hitting the water. Now we're going to move on to more impacts. Here we have a Calibri. We're shooting at a metal surface here. Once again, a smaller cartridge, smaller bullet holes. Neat stuff. Just a moment here, we switch over to the Shosha SMG, which fires a fully powered rifle cartridge, and we're getting larger holes. We're hitting it harder. Makes sense. Now in a moment we're going to switch over to the same cartridge rifle with the label, but we're going to use K bullets, which are coming in hotter. Take a look here. Alright, we have K bullets this time, and I believe this is the most impact you can do on any surface without actually destroying it with an explosive. The holes get larger each time depending on the caliber. This is one of those details that didn't even need to really be there, but they decided to include it anyways. Really good job by DICE. Now we're just going to reiterate what I just showed you with a different surface. Here we have a rifle caliber, and then we're going to use the K bullets. We're having pretty large impacts here, but when we switch over to the K bullets, much larger impacts. Now I may be completely wrong, but in my mind these impacts look kind of exaggerated. It almost looks like it got hit by a 50 cal or something. So if anybody knows how hard K bullets actually hit these type of surfaces in reality, let me know in the comments, because I'm really interested to know. Now, did you know you can actually cut down trees with blades in Battlefield 1? Here I have my Coop, and you see I just severed this tree. It only takes one good hit and the tree comes falling down. Now this only works with smaller trees, but it's still a very cool detail in my mind. This detail is most present in Argonne Forest because it has the largest amount of vegetation. Really cool stuff here. Take a look at this guy. These same trees can also be cut down by bullets, which is even better in my mind. See here, we just fired upon this tree with a machine gun and we basically cut it down with our rounds. An improvement upon this, in my mind, would be in 5 to give us the ability to cut down even larger trees with bullets. Now that would go hand in hand with the bullet penetration system in Battlefield 5, as shooting enough bullets into a tree could possibly make it go through. Now we have my favorite detail in Albion. Now this detail is, in my mind at least, extremely rare, and I doubt anyone else has seen this, or not a large amount of people. If you've seen this, let me know in the comments, because I'm interested to know. Here we have these glass items, and in this game, stuff is impacted by physics. Now watch what happens when I toss this mini grenade. Watch what the force of the explosion does. Take another look. As you can see, the force, so not the shrapnel, of smacking off the wall destroyed the glass. Crazy detail in my mind. I'm gonna throw this grenade again just to show you that the shrapnel isn't what actually destroyed the glass. Let's take a few more looks. Another example here. Very cool stuff, guys. We're gonna take one more look at this, and then we're gonna move on to our next detail. Incredible work by DICE here, guys. Alright guys, here we are on Zebra Gun. We have these barrels here. Now these barrels are on every map, but for some reason you'd think that you'd be able to move these when you run towards them. For some reason, whatever reason that is, they don't move. And you'd also think when you throw something in the water, seen here, it would float, but it doesn't. But there's one exception to this. On this map, right here, in this area of this map, take one good look up. On this side of the map, we have two barrels floating in the water, mysteriously. Now you'd never notice this if you didn't look for it. Now watch what happens when I come over here to actually interact with these barrels. It's pretty crazy in my mind that they're floating, for one. They react to the force. Now other objects also do this in the game, but they don't do it like this in the water. Watch how it's bobbing left and right, as if it knows it's not on a flat surface, it's in the water. Really cool stuff here, guys. Now if you hit it hard enough, the physics in this aren't perfect, as you see right there. When I hit it hard enough, it kind of like goes insane. But I think this is one of the coolest unnoticed details. Now I'm going to bring this barrel to the land. Now it's going to take me a few times to do this, a few attempts. One moment here, guys, as we struggle to bring this barrel onto the land, but it'll get there eventually. Just to show you the difference of what you just saw. Okay, we're almost there. Come on now. Come on. Okay, you see that? Notice how it's moving flatly. It realizes it's on the land. The physics know it's on the land, but when we push it back into the water, it goes right back to moving like it's in water. Really cool detail, guys. It's kind of insane. Now I'm going to bring the two barrels together, and this is kind of unrealistic, but I think it's cool nevertheless. It kind of goes hand in hand with the explosions we saw earlier with the glass. When you smack the two barrels hard enough, 1 second here, watch what happens. They actually break each other. They're actually damaged by the force of the impact. Now obviously that probably would not happen unless you did it with serious strength. And there we have it, 10 Battlefield 1 details that you most likely have never seen, especially the last two ones. I thought the bottle glass was really insane, and I was really shocked when I found those barrels, guys. So that pretty much sums up this video, guys. If you know of any other Battlefield 1 details that were not in any other YouTube videos or this one, let me know and I will gladly make us another video like this. The only reason, like I said in the beginning of the video, that I made this video was because YouTubers have stopped these type of videos. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you know of any more, like I said, comment below. Like, comment, subscribe. Bonus codes, G3T Channel TV, RG3T Company out.